Hello pals, Palumor here, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the patch 9.1 PTR changes for Rogues, both Assa and Subtlety. Basically, I've gone on in my spare time on stream, and I've looked over all of the class changes altogether, but I figured for this video, I'm just going to cover Rogues and show you guys the changes. If you find yourself coming back to my channel a lot, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. I'm trying to reach 10 million subscribers. Hopefully I can do that within the next couple months, and yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so I figure we could start right over on the actual patch notes themselves. So I'm here on Wowhead, and in terms of actual changes for Rogues, there aren't that many changes, but the changes that were made are quite impactful in a way. So let's just jump right into them. So one thing that's actually not on these notes, that is something that's just changed on live, this is not part of 9.1, is that Dagger in the Dark actually did get reduced by 50% of its damage. The stacks now only add 5% damage per stack instead of 10, and the range in which Dagger in the Dark can actually stack up has been reduced from 20 yards to 12 yards. This was actually a hotfix on live. So it's not going to be on these patch notes, but I do think that's funny. You know, we made a video about the Rotten one-shot and talking about how it's going to get nerfed, and surely it did get nerfed. I just wanted to point that out in case you guys are confused. Anyways, let's jump into the changes that are on 9.1. So first up is a general rogue change to all specs, and this is to one of our endurance conduits, Cloaked in Shadows. So if you don't really know about this conduit on live, it basically gives us a shield every time we go into stealth, and this means that while we're in stealths, dots will not break us out because the shield absorbs it, and you don't get break to the stealth if there's something absorbing the damage you're taking. Basically, Blizzard has reworked the way this conduit works, so in a way it's a buff, but in a way it's a nerf, so it's kind of just a change. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like I don't really like this, but basically what they've done is they've made the shield larger, but it only lasts for 4 seconds after we enter stealth. So if you have a dot on you that lasts for 5 seconds, it doesn't matter how much damage the dot will do. On the 5th second, if you're in stealth and the dot ticks you for even 1 damage, you're going to start getting pulled out of stealth again. This is a little sad to me. I feel like this conduit in the first place being in the game it should not have really been there in the first place. So, you know, it sucks to see it go. The super OP value of staying in stealth forever with dots on you until your shield breaks. But yeah, this is something that's going to be changed. Not the biggest fan of it, but that's one of the main changes. In terms of actual spec specific now, there's only really 2 changes, one for sub and one for Assa. I guess the sub one's not really specific to sub, but it's specific to the legendary that's primarily used by sub rogues, and that is the crit legendary. It feels like my April Fool's joke video all over again, but actually in real life now. Basically, what Blizzard has done is not as bad as my video, but they have made the Master Assassin legendary duration of the crit window be reduced by 40% in PvP combat. So what this means is if you open on a target now in PvP with the crit legendary, you used to have, I believe it was 4 globals you'd be able to get off. If they reduce the duration by 40%, you're only going to be able to get off 2 globals now. Meaning if you open with a cheap shot, I'm pretty sure you're only going to be able to land like 1 crit ability, and then if you have Symbols of Death up, it means that your next combo point builder is a guaranteed crit anyways. So honestly, I think that this legendary is not going to be used at all anymore in Arena. The only situation I could see that crit legendary would still be useful is maybe if you're playing the Night Stalker assassination build that I've made videos on, which is basically using your Vanish to hit a huge Envenom, and then you could follow that up with another Mark for Death Envenom. This would surprisingly still work because you only need 2 globals. But yeah, I can't see this getting a lot of value in sub anymore. In 3v3 Arena currently, you don't really get that much value out of it in the first place. Now that it's been nerfed the duration significantly, I cannot imagine this is a top pick anymore, which is kind of sad, but also probably good for the game. I would just like to see Blizzard kind of pick up in other places that are going to be slacking now, because this was carrying a lot of like sub-rogue burst damage, you know? Now for the assassination big change, it looks like they've removed the PvP talent. As far as I'm aware, this was nothing crazy, nothing important. I don't think anybody played this, so I'm not too worried about that. But they've added a new PvP talent, Hemotoxin. So this is something I'm actually going to hop onto the PTR right here and show you guys. This this thing is looking sweet. So if you don't know, as of right now, a large portion of rogues are playing Necrolord Assassination, kind of in this dampener, high-pressure playstyle and arena, and it's a very viable way to play rogue. Well, this way, this PvP talent, sorry, really kind of synergizes with that. So if you can see here, what this does is it will make Shiv also reduce the target's healing received by 40% for 9 seconds. And something that I tested yesterday is this does actually stack with Master Poisoner and Wound Poison. So if you have your Wound Poison applied on a target at 5 stacks, that's 23% reduced healing, plus Hemotoxin, that's another 40%. So you can actually, for 9 seconds, have 63% reduced healing on a target. This does not include dampening either. I really think that if this stays as strong as it is right here in the PTR when it goes live, that we're going to see a lot of rogue UA lock comps again, maybe some RLS. I think this is going to make rogue Shadow Priest much stronger. I'm sure Peekaboo will be happy about that. Anyways, this is looking really sweet. I have decided a couple days ago before the 9.1 PTR notes that I'm actually going to hop on the Necro train, and I was actually going to make a video about going Necrolord, and now that I've decided to swap, this works out way better because now it looks like there's been a couple things taken away from sub, and Assa's really being pushed into the meta even harder than before now. Anyways, I'm sure I will have lots of videos going over new builds and stuff. Once again, these are the first looks at the patch 9.1 PTR notes for rogues. I am sure there are much more changes to come over the time before it comes out. I'm not sure how long it's supposed to be until it comes out, but I know it's probably a couple months. So I'm sure maybe we'll see this get changed. Maybe we'll see more things better. Maybe sub will look better. Maybe they'll buff Outlaw. I honestly have no idea. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, as always, come ask me on my live stream or leave it in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.